Right, so what we got here is a Leatherman MUT EOD. It's got a weird molly buckle thing here that feeds through there. You can weave it through these sort of slots, but that's the sheath. There's like a thing here. There's a little sort of section there. Comes with a tool. This tool, which says Leatherman 3/8 ring spanner, and that is an adjustment for your front sight on your AR-15. If you're in England, that's like no use to anyone. There you go. So it comes with a big bit of Velcro or hook and loop, if you want to call it that. And then inside you've got your Leatherman MUT. There it is, Leatherman MUT. And it's a big old tool, to be honest. If I get you the this is the Charge TTI. In comparison, it's a fair bit bigger. I'll try and get it in frame, but yeah, it's a fair size bigger. So we'll deal with that one later. It has on here, you've got your bronze carbon scraper for scraping out the carbon in your AR-15 after you've shot it many times. Carbon's obviously softer than steel. Sorry, bronze is softer than steel. It's harder than carbon. So what use that is to people in the real world, not sure. It's pretty stiff actually, this one. It sort of goes to there and then clicks in. It's pretty stiff, and it sits in this sort of recessed plasticky section here. So that's sitting in there. If we move to the back, we've got a little plunger thing here that moves in and out with a lot of force, and that stops the bits, the replacement bits that are in there, from coming out. As you can see, focus. Yeah, this is a 7/16, I think it is. Focus. Or 7/8, and that's a T15 bit on there. The blade, pretty serious, big blade compared to the Leatherman Charge TTI. Difficult to show you these things together, but yeah, it's a lot bigger. It's a significant blade, that thing. That will give someone a bad time, but very good for cutting through stuff. Black, semi-serrated blade. Not so deep, that serration, so it's pretty usable. And then a sort of chisel tip on the end, which is nice. I found that these locks are actually a lot lighter. The liner locks are actually a lot lighter than the Charge TTI. So this feels, pushing it down, is quite light. Standard security Torx bit, so you need two to loosen that one. Interestingly, this one, so the bronze one, isn't a security bit, but these three are. That one you can open normally, I suppose because this bit is replaceable. Interesting. So inside, it's a big old beast of a thing. It's a bit of a monster. It's got the replaceable cutters at the top in the jaws. Replaceable cutters on both sides. It's got your blasting cap crimper tool here. How useful that is, nobody knows. Needle nose pliers. Those cutters close all the way down, so it's going to chop through anything. Pretty solid. It's a big beast of a multi-tool, this thing. So got a big really stiff pocket clip. I mean, really stiff. Look at the size of that thing. It's like a bloody bit of 4x2 metal. Anyway, I don't know about pocket clip, more like some sort of weapon. Anyway, you've got up here, you've got your bit driver, and then it's got a little symbol on it. And weirdly, you press down, and that releases it. And you can't put it back in without pressing it. So it's the usual combination thing. Press it, you've got a flat on that side, you've got a so-called Phillips or posi drive on this side. It's not really, it's like two-dimensional thing. But anyway, but that's pretty nice. I've chucked some 80 light duty oil with polytetrafluoroethylene all over it, and sort of went through the range of motion. It's still really stiff though, to be honest. You've got a belt cutter here, and when it's bloody hell, this thing, when it's closed, the bit blocks access to that blade, but you can take that out obviously, and then you've got access. It's meant to be for opening the bolt, pulling the bolt open on a jammed AR-15. However useful that is to anyone, I don't know. So there you go on that. What else we got going on? Oh yeah, you can take this out, this thing, it says, and then it can go in there and live there in this little slot. Why you'd want to do that is because you've got these things, and you can push that out of the way and give it a whack, and you've got these longer bit drivers, flathead and a posi drive. Let's try and line that up. Can you see that? This is number 2, and that says 1/4. So that's a 1/4 inch flat, and that's a number 2. Nothing on the back, but they're very flat. So I don't know how actually useful that's going to be, but anyway, ow, just clipped myself with a bloody thing. So same thing, it can go in there, and now you've got this gigantic screwdriver, which works quite well as a handle. I mean, that's a lot of twisting force you can put on it, a lot of torque. And obviously you can close it up in that position, but it doesn't close properly. It goes to that in the closed shape, which is no good, but there you go. So then you can get it out again, and there's another one. Where are they? Yeah, there's another one. Oh, I better put this back first. Weirdly, you've got to put it back through the belt clip and then into the tool itself, and it sort of doesn't line up very well. And then you move that silver thing back over, and then this bit you've got another one on this side, and that's a, what does that say, 7/8, and that's a T15. And they're Torx bits, but they're not security Torx bits. You can't open these. You can't open that because it's the wrong size, and you can't open that because it's got that little dot thing in the middle of it. So how useful that is to anyone, I'm not sure. Maybe it goes on an AR-15. I don't know. Possibly, probably. What else we got going on? You've got a saw, pretty solid. Feels quite thin, and the actual saw blade bit is not very like sticking in and out. It's all very flat, but saw blade. You've got this thing, which is a C4 punch. C4. So you punch this into your block of C4 explosives. It comes off. It's got a screw thread, and this has got a screw thread. Well, this is a female, this is the male side of the screw thread. You can replace this bit with one that's flat, not a pointy one, and that's a punch. This thing's a C4 punch. So I think the theory is you open up your Leatherman tool with that closed, you get your detonation cord, you cut your detonation cord with the pliers with this bit, you then crimp your detonation cap with that bit onto the detonation cord, and then you, oh Jesus Christ, this thing. Then you use your punch to punch into your block of C4, and then you feed in your detonation cap and detonation cord into the C4, and then you use the rest of it to wire it up to your detonator. Like he knows what he's doing. Well, that's what I think you're meant to do anyway. Probably not. If anybody's got any experience with this, let me know. What else you got going on here? Oh yeah, there's a little picture here of a bottle opener. Basically everything on the internet's got a bottle opener on it. Pack of cards, everything's got a bottle opener. So there's a carabiner, little symbol of a bottle, and if we look there, that thing, there's actually a lock. So if I pull it up, this thing, close that down, it locks and stops the tool from actually opening. Why you'd want that, don't know. But again, you can open the tool, put that down, and it closes up nicely. So you don't have to have the lock. And I don't. Unless it's really loose and it's flipping open all the time, then maybe that would be an option. But at the moment it's really stiff, and there's no chance of it just flying open. And that would just be annoying, where you can't open the tool when you want to. The blade, again, really nice, one-handed opening, one-handed closing. Overall, I really like it. It's got a lot of the things I used on the Leatherman Charge TTI. I used the knife for opening packages, cutting stuff. I used the screwdriver and the posi driver bit a lot. I used the saw occasionally on the Leatherman Charge. I used the pliers a lot. I used the cutters on there quite a bit. So it's got a knife, it's got a saw, it's got a screwdriver, it's got a posi drive, it's got pliers, it's got a weird pokey thing. And on the back, it's like this hammer. Although, how much force you want to smack your expensive Leatherman, I don't know. But it's there as an option. I'm thinking tent pegs. I'm not thinking knocking down a wall. But, you know, up to you. It's your money. I like the knife. The knife is badass. What else we got going on? Oh yeah, it's got this screw thread here. Now you're thinking, what the hell? Why is there a screw thread in the side of the pliers heads? Well, that, when you close it up, you can see it there. So you can use this whole thing as a handle, and you attach your rifle cleaning rod, your AR-15 rifle cleaning rod, because everyone's got one of them, to that, and you use it as a handle to clean your AR-15 rifle. Jesus, this thing is all about the AR-15. So what else you got? Pocket clip, cutter, hammer, bit drivers, bronze scraper. You got this C4 punch. You got the cutting blade. You got the cap crimping blade. You got the pliers. You got this thing. You got a bit holder here. You got a nice knife, rock solid knife. You've got weird looking saw. This really feels a bit thin and flimsy. And you got a bottle opener, carabiner type thing down here. And you got a hammer. Did I say the hammer? And you got some weird Torx bit. Can you get different ones of these? I mean, getting rid of that would be good. Changing that over for some security bits for that. I know you couldn't use it on the tool, could you? I'm talking about. Be like crazy. And then you got that little thing up there. And there you go. The old, God, this thing is huge. The old Leatherman MUT EOD. I mean, it's so big, if you want to just chuck it at someone, it'll really hurt. Just throw it right at them. So there you go. Probably the most least useful Leatherman there are. I would only get one if you've already got a Leatherman TTI or a Wave or a Surge or anything. If you've got one of these and you've got loads of others, and you've got random Leathermans lying around, then this is probably an option. Comes with a lovely molly thing, molly sheath malarkey with your old Velcro, and comes with incredibly non-useful bit of metal that looks like one of those cheap bottle openers you get at some nightclubs. But this thing, it goes, if I can show you, yeah, it goes in there, like so. But then if you do that, it doesn't close up very well. So get rid of that, close all this stuff up, and then put that in there. I don't know which way around to go. And then it closes up nicely. And that I got for £127 on Amazon, next day delivery, boom.